big truck, tell them where this plane going.
Now as we land in Montego Bay, it's like that, y'all. Coming from Jamaica, you know that it's a fact, y'all. The truck in case paid, now we rock and ride. Now we sippin' on Bahama Mamas when we ride.
Shalom. I'm your host, Big Truck, here at the King's Table. You already know what we do, coming from a place somewhere in the universe. I like to introduce this new piece here. Shout out to the sister here who's interviewing Miss Shaharazaad Ali, talking about the Jonathan Majors situation. Of course, many of you've heard, but there's some real key components that we're going to talk about. So without further ado, as men, what do? We spit fire. Let's get it.
Teach young men in given situations when they are outside of our home. I think back to like the Jonathan Majors situation, that he got caught up with the girlfriend who was accusing him of assault, how to handle things with the police when they have to deal with non-Black people in general. What's your opinion on that situation, by the way?
Well, my instruction on that is that we have failed as parents because we have raised children and didn't tell them who the enemy was. We're the only people who send our children to the enemy to be educated. They are not going to teach them what they need to know to survive in America. They try to normalize our captivity and make it seem like that this is just how it is and this is what you deserve. And so we have children in the street who are helpless, because nobody has taught them who the enemy is and who is going to try to kill them any way they can and what to do in certain situations so that they can survive it and get home. We haven't taught our children that. We thought that would keep them from getting a job or that would make them prejudiced. We're not prejudging anything. We got proof these people want to kill our men and our women and our children. That's not anything that we made up or that we're promoting racism. We're talking actual facts. We can pull out the paperwork and show them.
I think a lot of times too, to add to that, most, I can recall many times seeing situations take place. You know, I kind of agree with her with that. And a lot of our teachings come from home. You know, when you break it down statistically, this is why it is so important to have mother and father in the home. Whether you have daddy in the home or stepdad that is a positive role model. That strong, that strongness there. You see, I know people that get picked on or racially profiled. You know, a lot of these things are damaging. And what it does to the Black man. I just wanted to pinpoint on some of these things and really dive in, because one of the things that I like to do on my show is have that real conversation that those most don't want to have. You can't turn a blind eye to the truth. Okay? But in order to really see things as a whole, you have to get down to the root first. And then you have to acknowledge it. Then you got to talk about it. Then come with a solution. When we look at the things that are going on with a lot of our Black men today, bad enough, we're dealing with a lot from the Black woman. But they don't want to have that conversation. So now we look at what the Black man has to deal with for someone of another community. The pressures and the things that a man alone goes through on a daily basis, regardless of the color of his skin, that he deals with on a daily basis, from the moment he wakes up in the morning until the day he comes home and rests his soul. Let's get it.
Teach our children who the enemy is. And if we teach them that, then they will grow up with a different posture about how to function out here in these streets and how to protect their women more or their children more, how to educate their own children. Our children, in effect, are getting a skillless education. They come out with no skills. We need to be, as parents, talking about how to get home economics, homemaking, and shop back into the schools so that we can teach our boys something, so that they'll have something to do.
That's it on that. It's very short. But one thing I want to bring home is this here. And she makes a very, very, very good point. We have to be willing to teach. Like, for example, in my household, we don't celebrate the pagan holidays because we know what they are. When you have been awakened with the truth, you're going to function differently. But that's the thing of being the leader. That's the thing of being the king, being that strong point. We pray, we worship in my house. I'm a man that prays. I'm a man that's a go-getter. I know who I am and whose I am. So therefore, when I'm out in the public eye, I'm sharing. What is it that I'm sharing? I'm sharing truth. I'm bringing light to truth. I'm bringing light to darkness. Let me rephrase that. Because there are so many of our men walking around in darkness. And it shows. And at the end of the day, it is so easy to get caught up in the worldly things. We cannot get caught up in the worldly things, my brethren. But when the truth has been presented to us, there is a way that we have to receive that truth. Mistakes are going to be made, of course. But this is where we have that strong male figure. This is where the masculine man comes into place. To teach, to help guide, share knowledge to our youth. Not even just our youth, to other men as well. So that we can keep that wisdom circulating. We can keep that knowledge circulating. We get that teaching circulating. We can keep giving that impact, and that impact can keep circulating. Because if it doesn't, then what happens is you get stuck. You really get stuck, and there's a lot of men that are stuck. Mainly a lot of black men that are stuck and afraid. May not want to admit it, but it's the truth. What are you afraid of? Stepping out of my comfort zone. Because so much as a child growing up, this is what has been embedded in me. The negative, the family traits that I was told that I had to follow. I was told that I need to honor my parents no matter what. But nobody can ever show me where does it say honor thy mother and thy father no matter what at in the Bible. But doesn't it also say in the Bible that he will cause division between father and mother as well? Especially when the truth isn't being taught in the home. He will cause the son to go against his father, and the daughter to go against her mother. A daughter to go against her father, and a son to go against his mother. He will cause division because he is not present. Our Father is not present. And the things that you're teaching your children is not in the way they should go. They should be taught. I don't know. What do y'all think? Please leave me your comments below in the description, and let's have a discussion. Let's talk about it. Until then, shalom.